Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. We are we are at this is Stuart International Speedway, Stuart, Iowa. Love this place. Really short track. Last week, probably the biggest track we race on, and this week the smallest track we race on. So here's the pits behind me. Kind of just a really cool place. Mike Van Genderen does a great job here, and anyway, it's just a really good place to come. And this is a this is a makeup race from a rain out back in April. So anyway, like I said, we're coming from the biggest track to the smallest track. For those of you that watched last week's video, that was a disaster, and I was adding up the other day. I think we've had 3 cautions in the last 2 races, Albion and Corning, and I have been the cause of every caution. And not only that, they have been 1-car accidents. So yeah, I'm becoming that guy that whose kids try to get his driver's license taken away. So anyway, it's going to be a good night. It's a little breezy, it's a little chilly, but it's going to be a good night of racing. So anyway, we will we'll check back in periodically, and hopefully we have a good night. The track, not sure how the in-car cameras will work out tonight, but really excited. So anyway, enjoy the show, and I'll check back in a little bit later.
Hey, dirt track bank racing fans. We're in Stewart. You saw the intro with Jay at the beginning of the night. This quarter-mile track, right?
Oh yeah, quarter-mile, tiny. Yeah.
One of the smallest tracks in Iowa, it has to be.
It is. It is. It's an awesome track. Love it. It's you know, Mike does a really good job prepping it. You know, it's really fun to be out there. Well, I don't know if fun's the word, but it's, you know, you're just in a hornet's nest out there. There's 22 cars starting the feature, and you know, we're all just kind of, you know, like lap traffic, which I'm one of those. Like, it becomes an issue really fast, and so, you know, you got to be like, when you're like, I have to be thinking the whole night, like, be watching the flag man, you know, try to figure out where the leaders are, and, you know, not get in anybody's way, because things happen really, really fast here. So anyway, yeah.
So how'd you do in time trials?
Timed in 12th out of 22, which I was really happy with that. Like, we were literally it was really close, like 12.3 to 12.7 was literally like the top 15 cars. Like, I mean, it was really tight, and so yeah, I started second row inside of the heat race, and yeah, you know, I just didn't really do what I needed to do. You know, I just kind of get a little nervous when I'm around that many cars, and especially people who are customers of mine, and I don't want to run into anybody, and you know, but at the end of the day, I have got to get faster. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've got to get faster on situations like this, so I can get an invert once and maybe actually start up front in a feature at some point, you know, and that's kind of the key to all of this. You know, I need to qualify better, but I have to pass cars in the heat races, and
I feel like you're qualifying stronger already this year than last year.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely, qualifying's never been my issue. You know, when I'm out there by myself, you know, I've told a lot of people this, and I know how to drive a late model, I don't know how to race a late model, and there's a really big difference. You know, racing, that's a whole different game, and I'm just not comfortable in the middle of a crowd, but I've got to get there. I mean, I just have to. I've got too good of a car to just be languishing, starting in the back all the time and finishing in the back and wrecking. You know, like I said in my intro, there's been 3 cautions in the last 2 Malvern bank races. I've been the caution every time, and they've been solo wrecks every time.
I mean, that's the best kind to have.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
didn't wreck your car twice last week.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get noticed, that's a good way to get noticed. And but I have a feeling some of my fellow racers who are leading, when the caution comes out, are probably not too happy with that. So
talk about the car for tonight. How do you feel about it in general? Last week's behind you. You're somewhere where you like to be.
So we did an engine change during the week. So this is my other motor was and I'm probably not going to say this right, but like a 374 Scott Bailey engine. This is a 415. So I think there are restrictors, or there's different restrictors on this motor, but it's got plenty of power. They're going to farm the track at intermission. That will change. That will change how we set the car up, because there's going to be some traction at the beginning of this race. And so yeah, we'll see what happens. And you know, like I've said all along, whatever they do to Jesse's car, they do to my car, and I just figure it out. And you know, I like it that way, and because I know my car is always going to turn, and that's never going to be an issue. So it makes it more comfortable to drive. But at the end of the day, I gotta do it faster, and I gotta do it better.
Yeah. So Jesse's down. He's working on his car right now. Seems to be some lingering issues from last week. His brake issues kind of popped up out of nowhere last week, and it seems like they still haven't worked themselves.
Yeah, they put new. I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but new brake rotors and new brake pads, like they made a lot of changes. It didn't fix the problem. Yeah. Right now, I think they're having ignition problems. You know, I told him if they can't, you know, obviously the way we do it, you know, if his car for whatever reason can't go out, he'll squeeze into my seat and go.
Right.
But yeah, no, you know, my last couple laps of the heat race, when I was out there kind of by myself, you know, I could run some pretty good laps, and so I just have to figure out how to do that when there's 5 other cars around me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just got to figure it out.
The good news is, I mean, most of the guys that you drive around, these guys race with a high level of respect. You don't see a ton of mistakes. Like you say, there's not a lot of cautions. No matter the track itself, These guys are used to racing close to each other. You don't see a lot of cars all beat up.
Yeah.
So this is the place to do it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you know, we're a traveling group, you know, we're all friends, you know. Yes, it gets a little shippy every now and then, especially with the guys running up front, but that's just expected. But you know, everybody respects everybody's stuff. This is so expensive to do this, and we're just trying to make sure that we all load up in one piece at the end of the night. And yeah, tonight's going to be one of those races where starting up front is going to be really, really important. And I haven't even looked at the lineups. I don't know where Jesse starts, but
the guys up front will be in lap traffic right away.
Really fast, like probably 6 or 7 laps into this race, lap cars are going to become an issue. And you know, you just got to be paying attention. It's a 30-lap race, so yeah, you just got to be watching.
Well, hey, we will catch up with Jesse after the feature, see how that goes, and hope for clean cars at the end of the night.
That sounds good to me.
You're gonna pass some cars tonight?
Try to pass some cars.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man.
See you in a bit. got a P2 in the house, which is good. It was an eventful P2, we can say that. So, Jay, Jesse, who wants to go first this time?
I'll go first this time. So, you know, just like I said in kind of the pre-race comments, you know, when you're at the back of the pack, you know, they come up on you really fast. I think I got lapped on the 4th or 5th lap, and you know, I thought I was running a pretty good line, and I thought I was going pretty fast, but man, the leaders came up fast, and you know, Justin Zeitner and I kind of got together a little bit. You know, he was kind of trying to get around me, and you know, I completely understand. I gotta do a little bit better job of picking a line and sticking to a line, and you know, I'm not good at that. Like Jesse was just telling me, you know, I really needed to be here or be here. Well, I was in between those two places, and
right, Jesse's in the lead. Jesse took off to the lead.
Yep.
They just farmed the track.
It was fast.
Hammered down right away.
It was fast.
And so Zeitner is coming up on you.
Yeah,
you're coming up on that traffic.
I caught Jay, and yeah, I mean, I think he was kind of searching around a little bit, but he just never chose a good spot.
I never committed
and,
to a line.
That probably cost us a little bit of ground, but that's how, I mean, and Justin just got a little more aggressive with Jay than I'm gonna, because I'm the one who's got to fix his body.
And Justin just apologized to me, and honestly, you know, he doesn't, you know, he didn't need to, because honest to God, like, it's on a 30-lap race on a track this size, you gotta go. Like, it is go, and you know, yes, lap cars, you know, I felt like my lap times were decent, and I didn't feel like I was just holding the whole field up, but at the same time, you know, I didn't make any moves to pass anybody either, because I'm just not comfortable doing that. And so when you're in that position, you know, I was trying to look at the flagman and try to figure out, but they always say keep your line, and the leaders will figure out a way to get around you. And you know, it's just like I told Justin, my biggest fear of racing on this series is I don't want to affect the outcomes of any races. And I felt like I did a little bit tonight, but you know, I felt a little bit better when he told me that his flat tire wasn't because of running into me, it was because of the J-bar issue that he had from hitting the pumps. So,
what's your positive takeaway from the night? You got a positive takeaway?
You know, I qualified decent. You know, my car really handled good. That's what I just don't understand. Like, I'm a half a second off, and I just feel like I'm just flying. Like, I feel like I am, like, just qualifying speed out there the whole race, and I mean, I just get, you know, they just come up so fast, and it's just like, okay, where's my half second at?
You know, I can tell you, when I caught you when we were lapping you, it was 2/10 going in the corner, which cost you 1/10 coming out of the corner, or then you're 2/10 off going into the next corner. Like, I mean,
like, I'm not going in the corners hard enough.
Right, like when we caught you like a 10 mile an hour faster.
Yes.
So like your straightaway speed was okay because you're coming back on the fuel, but it's like you were backing your corner up a little bit. But I mean, you were racing with the guys that are in front of you, but like, it was a fast enough track. I think you could have just chose one of the definitive lines that were there and probably drove right by him, and now you go race the next guy. But
yeah,
like I said, just you're getting some good laps in, and we'll go on to the next one.
Go on to the next one. Yeah, go to Beatrice next.
So
Friday.
Jesse, you made it back to P2. You actually drifted back just a little bit farther than that. Came back to P2. Obviously, Justin had his problem towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
Corey had a problem at the end of the race.
Yeah, I think we were ahead of Corey when he must have spun out or something up top.
He's kind of got up high and then
just
stopped.
lost his handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we were back to 5th or something, and the one spot we gained when the car broke was Zeitner when he broke. So we had to race our way back, and I mean, Tad's a good racer. He runs hard, so I mean, running second to him, it's a good night.
Yeah. So next week we're off to got a doubleheader Friday night, Saturday night, Beatrice, and McCool Junction Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and then we got a couple week break. So.
Sounds good.
2 tracks that I have never been to. Well, I've been to them. I've been to McCool. I've never raced on it. So.
Jesse, you've probably raced at Beatrice a lot, but have they ever had SLMR there?
They had them there. I think last time they were there, I ran 2nd or 3rd in Bill Kuhn's car, and it actually had a 602 crate motor in it.
Okay.
So it was a very good run for what the equipment we were running. I mean, it's super nice equipment, but like I said, we ran a 602, which is a beam-on motor. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, these guys they're packing up the rig right now. We're all going to get down the road. I'm going to get home and start editing this tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you at Beatrice on Friday night.